Hello and welcome to another Trusted Teachers video. We're aiming to be the support that we needed when we were starting out. This video is going to be another business management video and it's going to focus around partnerships. I'm joined, as always, by Mr. C, who's going to learn about partnerships today.
Hello.
Okay, so last video that we put together, we were looking at sole traders, which was a type of business within the private sector. We're going to continue that theme by looking at partnerships today. So partnership is another example of a private sector business. Mr. C, what comes to mind when you hear the term partnership in a business context? Have you got any prior knowledge on this area?
I mean, to me, a partnership would be, not a sole trader, which is an individual, but it would mean a partnership. You would think two people, but I'm guessing it could possibly be more than two people who maybe all have a part ownership in a business.
Yeah, that's a really good attempt there. This is just a kind of general number. I think it can be more, but it's just a kind of general number. Partnerships are businesses which are owned and run by 2 to 20 partners. So there's a couple of important things in there. These partners own the business, but they also run it. They also do the kind of operational stuff and run the business on the day-to-day basis. The term partners is used rather than owners in this context because that's the name of the owners of a partnership. Okay, so not looking for like the names of businesses specifically, but what sort of businesses might set up as a partnership? Have you got any ideas about that?
I'm just trying to think of maybe something that springs to mind is like window cleaners, where it could be two people in a van going around cleaning windows. That could be a partnership if there's two people working and operating and running the business and they've got an ownership of it. So I'm tending to think of fairly small businesses, maybe a small glazing company or joinery business where there's maybe two or three people, but they don't work for the business, they all actually own it. That type of business.
Well, the real answer is any business could really set up a partnership if they wanted to. What was in my head is kind of going the other way from what you were saying is like more kind of professionals. A lot of the partnerships you see, there might be law firms or it might be like a dentist practice or it might be an accountant. Quite a lot of time these are run as partnerships. Not to say what you were saying was wrong, because any business could set up as a partnership if they wanted to be. One of my favorite TV shows, as you know, is it Suits, which is a American show about the law, and their company sets up as a partnership, and all the partners get a percentage profit of the business. So it could be a mix of kind of more like service orientated businesses, like a window cleaner, but it's also quite often things like accountants and lawyers as well. Okay, so just want to touch on the potential advantages and disadvantages of a partnership, Mr. C. So can you think of any clear advantages to running your business as a partnership?
Well, you've got other people to spread the load, if you like, the responsibilities of running the business. So maybe as a business starts to grow a little bit, you need to bring other people on board to share the load. I'm also thinking maybe there's a reduced risk if you're not solely liable for the financial raising finances and different things. There's two or three other people that would share the financial risk as well.
Yeah, some good points. Yeah, so spreading the workload, but also spreading the risk in terms of when things could go wrong. I'm just going to share a few advantages on the screen now. So, just as you were saying there, the responsibility and also the decision making within the organisation can be shared amongst more than one person, which obviously reduces a bit of stress there. More capital, which is just another term for money, can be invested in the business. So every partner that joins the business has to put up some kind of equity and they have to invest money into the business. So it gives you more to work with in that sense. These partners, as well as bringing money to the business, they can also bring knowledge, skills, contacts as well, which can help the business to grow. And also, the partners can cover for each other during their holidays. When we spoke about sole traders, we said that if the sole trader goes on holiday or they're ill, then the business can't operate. But in a partnership, you can obviously cover each other during these times. Finally, what about the disadvantages? Can you think of any disadvantages to running a business as a partnership?
Well, obviously, the other partners would take a share of the profits, so any financial reward that would come from the business would be diluted. I'm thinking also potentially there could be conflict between the way forward for a business. Partners could disagree from time to time.
Yeah, again, it's a really good point. So just to finish off here, partners, and we mentioned this term in the last video, like sole traders have unlimited liability. Can you remember what unlimited liability was, Mr. C?
They're fully liable for the losses and for paying customers and for everything to do with the finances. They're liable for every last penny.
Yeah, in addition to that, and what makes it different from limited liability, you can also end up having to raise the money to pay the debts yourself. So you might have to sell off your assets, like your home or your car, to raise money to pay any debts. As you said, arguments can occur between partners. This might just be personal difficulties. It might be a change of what's the word? A conflict of opinions on the way forward, which can obviously cause disruption. As you mentioned, profits have to be shared amongst partners, which dilutes how much each individual partner gets. And decision making takes longer because you have to go through a process and kind of democratic process as well. Okay, so that is us. So Mr. C has been learning about partnerships today. Mr. C, do you think you could give the listeners just a brief summary of what a partnership is and the good and bad things about it?
Well, the partnership is when there's multiple owners of a business. So it's several people who all have a share in the ownership of the business. It brings many advantages. Additional partners can bring in, and a partnership can be between about 2 and 20 partners, I think. The advantages, the other partners can bring capital, bring money and knowledge and skills into a business. They can share the load work-wise, they can cover during holidays. So there's lots of advantages with bringing a partner into a business and sharing the load, etc. But obviously there's a few downsides to that as well, where conflict can occur. Partnerships still have unlimited liability. And yeah, you have to share the profits amongst all the partners. So there's pros and cons.
Okay, thank you, Mr. C. So that is the end of our video. We are trusted teachers, being the support that we need when starting out. That was another business management video. The next business management video is going to be on private limited companies, which is an area learners sometimes struggle with. Hopefully see you in the next video. Please subscribe and like our video and share with others.